Empress Divine. Every time I'm looking at your face can make my world a brighter place. Yeah. And your majesty and grace, I hit me through the right ways. Joy in your eyes, and nothing, no tears. Love is what you're giving me throughout the years. Every time you need me, I will be there, my dear, I swear. There is no faking, no heartbreaking. Like a volcano, this a true love is shaking, yeah. In tender caring, we are partaking. Woman, me feel say big things in all the making, yeah. Intoxication of a certain kind, boy. I will admit that you suit my mind, yeah. Palpitation of another kind. Don't fast forward, baby, just rewind, yeah. Joy in your eyes, see nothing, no tears. Love is what you're giving me throughout the years. Every time you need me, I will be there, my dear, I swear. Love in your eyes, see nothing, no fear. Joy is what you're giving me throughout the years. Every time you need me, I will be there, my dear, I swear. No mistaking in everything you do, and I will always be a part of you. And Judge made us, and He will see us through. Our son forever, baby girl, this love is true. I've been searching for the longest time. I'm almost giving up, never thought I would find too many roses, die on the vine. But the hidden treasure in you I must find it. Joy in your eyes, see nothing, no tears. Love is what you're giving me throughout the years. Every time you need me, I will be there, my dear, I say. Love in your eyes, see nothing, no fear. Joy is what you're giving me throughout the years. Every time you need me, I will be there, my dear. On the magic carpet we will ride. Be no Jupiter to the other side. Be we together, this I need to guide. There is nothing to be ashamed, nothing to go hide. Oh no, a whole new world awaits, brighter than the pearly gates, where love is the strongest aid, and life is about to give up this day. Joy in your eyes, see nothing, no tears. Love is what you're giving me throughout the years. Every time you need me, I will be there, my dear, I swear. Love in your eyes, see nothing, no fear. Joy is what you're giving me throughout the years. Every time you need me, I will be there. Oh, oh. There is no faking, no heartbreaking. Like a volcano, this a true love is taking, yeah. In tender caring, we are partaking. Woman, me feel say big things in all the making, yeah.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm striving. There's no mountain I can climb, and there's no river I can cross. A survivor. You can tell me what I can do, 'cause I know what I can do. A survivor. If you see I try to the street without shoes in my feet, it's because they sleep. Boom, and I'm up in the day, my yard, they are seats. They are looking for their feet. The challenges of face keep me firm on my feet. Solid and concrete. By the time I've rejected, but I know I'm elected. Still singing on the reggae beat, yeah. There's a mountain I can climb, and there's no river I can cross. A survivor. You can't tell me what I can do, 'cause I know what I can do. A survivor. What one man can do, many men can do. Self-preservation,
Hey, Professor, what am I them? This is a secret me nah keep. Some boy why you kill and them not wait. And when them they are road a exercise freedom, yeah they are grass it. Son a boy can't give me no gun fi bus. Like so them have a finger too. Can't give me no gun fi carry. Like so them have a kimbutsu. Can't give me no gun fi bus. Like so them have a finger too. Can't give me no gun fi carry. Dana, them can't give me no gun fi carry. Me sorry, Boba, before Chacha you me happy nail. Them want send me from the back of hell. Them want me kill for retribution. Come stop me curse. Free spirit me want to live. Then them can't use me and build no network.
Hey, everybody out there, how you doing? Yeah, we're here. And some interesting things just starts going through my head. As I listen to my colleagues, as I stand and talk to my colleagues, you know, my friends who've just come in from England and from the States and elsewhere, and just listen to everybody speak about Jamaica and where they think we're heading for next 50, you know, kind of shake me up a little bit, because I'm here trying to figure, you know, this. I'm pondering this question, you know, why have some of us chosen to be here? I mean, when you listen to everyone, and when you look at the newspapers, and when you listen to the news, you kind of wonder if the politicians have taken this country exactly where they want it to be, and that they've made this place habitable for themselves, but not for the rest of us. It's not nice for me to really begin my Friday. You know, my Friday is usually the youth's day, and they're not here today. They're just the in between dude, not old, not young. Yeah, just me, right? And so I'm kind of spoiling up their Fridays, because I'm here trying to figure out what it is what goes on in the heads of these people. You know, when I listened to Trevor Monroe last night on the news, and I listened to everybody else, it sent this message that I already knew. I mean, it's a message that it's a memo that I've been getting like on a daily basis. You know, you almost get this thing, no better barrel, no better herring. You ever get to that space where you know, sometimes you almost have to just be tolerant to the people who just get up and don't bother with politics any at all, yeah? And I think I'm pretty close to that kind of feeling. Yeah? PMP under fire. JLP insist, right? JLP insist arrested councillors should resign, and calls on the Prime Minister to act. Why should anyone have to call on the Prime Minister to act? This is my question. This is how I begin today. And I'm going to open the lines very quickly, because you have to rescue me. Why should anybody call all the old comrades out there and the old laborites? This is your time. Praise the Lord. You get your day. Why should anyone call? Yeah? I don't mean that in any bad way, because you don't know it's not a laborite and comrade for true. No. Yeah? Why should anyone have to call on the Prime Minister to act? If you have been listed, investigated, and from what I am hearing, the police this time, you know, let's be honest about it. A lot of the police in Jamaica have a way of doing policing in this way. Arrest you first and then ask question afterwards. Yeah? From what I'm hearing, this was not the case. Yeah? This was well thought out, well worked. This wasn't too old lady, you know, come and say, hey boss, you know, so the councillor them are touch the thing. Yeah? That was not the case. Now, it is still likely that both councillors are innocent. And that is why we use the word it is alleged. A legal statement, a legal protocol, in fact, that we have to follow here if you're in this little thing we call media, especially radio and television, yes? So we all of these things are alleged until you are charged or acquitted. Can we make any final statement? And even then, off air, of course, you know, people make their own statement. You know, Jamaicans try everybody, yes? Off the air, yeah, man. Off the air, Jamaicans try everybody, man. But Herbs, you know, so they're guilty. Herbs, you know, so they're innocent. I frame the man, yeah. Ooh, I guess our politics are behind it. And, ooh, and I give one whole. Listen, Jamaicans can give you 10.5 and 3/4 and 1/5 reasons why the man guilty and why the man innocent, yeah? I'll make up stories. Our stories where the word story not even know about yet. Jamaicans can make up that. But what I'm saying is simply this. If there is a situation in any single country that I know considered to be civilized, if we had any such country you know, and somebody is being arrested, notice the term I'm using, arrested. I didn't say they're guilty or they're innocent. That's not my problem. For something as serious as, yes, lotto scam, or a scam which has now put Jamaica on a different page, yes, in the north, they should automatically resign. And then, if they're innocent, the country should pay. Yes, the country should pay. The people who arrested them, the people who set up this thing, the people who, all of these people should be sued. By the way, that is the process. You then sue for damages. I win. Whether you're guilty, yes or no, you had a good lawyer, could have been guilty, but you have a good lawyer, you win. Damages. And if you're innocent, damn damages. And you can put on the dam as you go, depending on the severity or the intensity of the situation. But it cannot be that you can be behind bars. Yes? For something, right? Charged for something as colossal, as massive as being involved in a lotto scam. And people have to call, yeah, on the head, on the director, on the prime minister to ask you to resign. No, man. Gonna take a break. When we come back, talk to me. Yeah? I think we're crossing the line now. I think we're jumping in the sea now and swallowing water fast so we can sink quickly. Yeah? Soon come. Hey, welcome back everyone, welcome back. Here's the point I'm making. And this seems to be the point that other people are making, why they feel so depressed and why they just simply can't be bothered anymore. Yes? The PMP got themselves in a spot of bother, yeah? Alright, in the 2007 election. What was the spot of bother concerned? What was the center of it? Corruption. Okay? The JLP came, and I'm going to say something today that some people are going to feel offended by, but I'm going to say it anyway. The JLP came and increased the velocity of corruption. And they lost with a wider margin, a margin that some people got wrong, and some of us couldn't understand why anybody could get that wrong, because the ground was simply saying that you have J-dip, everything was just dipping. It was a whole lot of stuff. The velocity was just way past Trafigura. You know, and I mean, Manat Commission, blah, 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 Tivoli, blah, 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 and just rapid, just aggression and corruption. Yes? And the people voted out the JLP. The PMP starts with a Jamaican flag problem, with another problem, right? Now we have, right, 2 people being associated with lot of scam to the extent of being arrested, right? And nothing. In fact, the most encouraging, and I'm not quoting my colleagues who've been speaking to me on this problem. The most encouraging statement came from Peter Bunting that says they are going to be treated like anybody else, not as 2 comrades of status, by the way. Yeah? The comrades have been silent on it. The usual thing goes on. When the comrades do something bad, mad, or nasty, the JLPs jump and say, hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray, hip 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 hip. When the JLPs do something, the PMPs go, can we get one more man at? Even if we can't get man at, we can at least get a hat. And it becomes politics rather than a concern for country. Yeah? So the JLPs are now jumping up, right? And the PMPs are quiet and not saying anything. Yeah? Not saying anything. And the nastiness continues. Yeah? I'm opening the lines. 702-2585, 702-3470, 977-7638. Toll free from your landline, it's 1-888-991-5155. That's 702-2585, 702-3470, 977-7638. Your text line, which is already busy, 899-7657. What does this do to a country when you have, one party being voted out primarily? We've done the research, so we're not asking anybody. Primarily because of corruption. Or, the frame or the impression that there's corruption. Yeah? So I'm not judging anybody, yeah? Another party comes in on a ticket of corruption riding on something called Traffy. The horse was called Traffy and it won. Yes? Now, that party came in and increased the velocity. I'm not saying they were more corrupt or anything. I'm just saying the velocity was different. You had more corruption, scandals, yes, being brought to the fore in a shorter space of time. So there's increased velocity. These are facts. Yeah? I'm just giving you the FACTS. Right? The party in waiting came to power riding on this new horse. This new horse was called Manhat or Hattie. Yes? And other things. Could be Hattie, Patty, and Ratty. Right? Because it was a whole lot. JDP. Yes? And Ark and Tippy. Right? And they won a 2-1, which is considered to be a landslide. Okay? Now they begin. They come into office and they begin. They are having problems with the flag. Or whichever of them, of the group, having problem with the flag. In the year 50, in our 50th anniversary, 50th year, they came with an arrogance and insensitivity. And other things just keep popping up. And now, right, there's another flag of corruption. We can't say if it's corruption. We can't say what is happening because we don't know. But it is a flag. What do I mean by that? I mean that you've raised something that people can see, that is visible, and that can be taken to be. corruption, lotto scam. So people can walk away, whether these men are guilty or innocent, people can walk away and say, the PMP, them a scammer. Yeah? I'll give it to you straight, road style. Bag a scammer them. Right? And the executive, the most encouraging thing we've got is from Peter Bunting. The executive has not come forward to say, listen to me, we are going to get to the bottom of this, we're going to deal with this, and what, blah, 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 and so forth. Right? Overall, and I'm going to use a word that I think is reasonable, their position has been puny. Puny, puny, puny. I open the lines. Let me take the first call. And you can tell me how wrong I am. Yeah? Hello?
Morning, Herb.
Good morning, my dear. Good afternoon.
I'm not on the subject of your preamble this morning.
Okay.
I happen to have been listening last Sunday.
Yes.
Last Sunday night.
Yes.
On the repeat of your program of the Friday before.
Right.
When you were speaking on the subject of genital mutilation.
Yes.
And you mentioned that the origins of it were a bit murky.
Yes.
Well, I remember reading in Cheikh Anta Diop's book,
yes,
the African Origins of Civilization,
yes,
where he quoted a writer called Marcel Griol,
yes,
who spoke in a book called Dieu Deo, which means God of Water.
Right.
He was speaking about the god Ammon.
Yes.
Who, in the cosmogony of the Meroitic Sudan, Republic of Mali.
Yes.
Where used to be called formerly French Sudan.
Yes.
Yeah, talking about the Dogon. And he was saying that Ammon was the supreme god of the Meroitic Sudan.
Yes.
And this god was envisaged as being androgynous.
Oh.
Being both male
and female,
and
yes,
having his female aspect in the male as well. And the rationale behind both the circumcision and the excision, which Griol says go together,
right,
means that in this ritual, the rationale was that the individual person was both male and female, and that in order, in the rites of passage, for the male to become exclusively male, and the female to become exclusively female, they had to remove the female aspect of the male and the male aspect of the female, which they envisaged to be the clitoris.
Right. Since it's a projectile.
So that was the rationale, that the person removed something which was androgynous, which would mean that they would have no interest in procreation.
Right.
So that that person in the rites of passage would become exclusively male
and exclusively female.
Exclusively female.
Right.
Of course, as you mentioned, you and I know that that was just window dressing. And you already outlined what the real reason for it was. Yes. So I just thought I would call.
Wow, but that's absolutely, powerful knowledge you've added to the discussion.
Yes. But it was originally a religious ritual, ostensibly.
Right. You know, though, when I was in London, I met a few persons I've met persons who've been castrated in war. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Boy, so strange, right? What you just heard in the news is exactly what I'm saying, yet without me hearing it. All right, so I'm really happy there's hope in this country and the persons are feeling the exact same way. But let me conclude the discussion we're having here with a caller of mine. Hello?
Yes, Herb, you were saying?
Yes, my dear. Right, so I was saying to you that I have met persons, I've been to meetings where, you get a chance to sit down and talk to people who've been castrated in war, yeah? People who've been mutilated in various ways. I've heard the situation of at least 30 women at the various conferences who sit down and tell you the painful thing they've been through, lying on the floor with their legs tied and all of these things. And believe me, even though I'm a man and I'm socialized to try and behave like I don't have a lot of feelings, the tears just pour. It just pour down, and after a while the embarrassment fades past and you just make it rip.
Or something you don't like to think about. But you also mentioned the question of power.
Yes.
Particularly among the older women who perform these operations.
Yes.
But I would like to add to that, to balance it off, that of late there have been many women from within the religion who are fighting very, very hard to do away with it.
Yes.
And against fearful odds.
Yes.
They are trying, from within the religion, not just outside of it.
Right. You know what is sad though? What I find sad is how human beings can absorb a problem to the extent where they perpetuate it with venom, because all of this was supposed to be the horrible creation of men. And yet, women fit right into it. It's the same thing that happens when women create something and men fit right into it and perpetuate it. It's just a thing about human beings. It's just really weird about us as creatures.
Told it was ordained by God.
Yes.
The highest power.
Yes.
But the Dogon seem to have been quite knowledgeable, particularly in astronomy.
Yes.
Because they're supposed to have discovered the binary star, the
right. They're not just a regular bunch of people at all. Yeah, they're actually academic elites.
Precisely, not
yes.
that they were foolish or stupid. Yes. It must have been a deliberate thing, as you say.
Yes.
To disempower women.
Yes. Who dare you enjoy sex or treat sex other than anything other than reproduction?
Yes, but I was hearing the other day that quite a few men in certain places are being encouraged to be circumcised for health reasons to do with AIDS.
Yes.
But I can't think of any health reason for the woman being mutilated in that respect.
No, because if you if you look scientifically, it is a scientific fact that if a man is circumcised, he's much better off. In fact, he enjoys sex more, right?
And
is less vulnerable. He's less vulnerable to STIs.
Yes, because the germs don't have anywhere to accumulate.
Right. On the other side, when you do that to a woman, you make her more vulnerable.
Yes.
Number A, she loses.
I can't fail to think of it.
Oh God, it's
really, and men in other places go about it so blithely, because in my lifetime, when I am 76 going on 77 now.
Wow.
And in my lifetime, let me tell you,
yes,
the amount of men, when I mentioned it, just said to me, it's their culture, and we don't have any right to interfere in their culture.
It's their culture?
But good God, man, when culture...
What kind of a statement is
that?
that?
People like that, the international community has to step in.
People actually say that? That's just a culture, and therefore they don't see how it affects the price of their rice?
Like that, Really, and so has the international community of men in power done that too, and not interfered with what they call culture.
Yes.
But when culture maims millions of people like that, it cannot be allowed to continue.
But I have a question. How would these men operate if a group of women should come together and say, we have discovered something, that God is a woman, and God says that the penis of men, anything over 7 inches, should be, I'm just creating something, should be truncated, how then would they react?
Oh, my dear, that's hypothetical. I don't think that women, I don't think that a mass of women would ever wish to be as cruel to men as men in the past have been cruel to women, because having been through it, they know what it is like.
Yes, and
there are some who would like to turn the tables.
Yes,
you know?
yes,
but,
yes. But it's a minority. It's actually a minority, and it's a very small minority.
But I thank you for bringing it to the fore.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Because there's some people in our community who are completely oblivious of the extent of this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
How many millions of women are affected.
And they think it's I find that when I speak to people about these things, they think it's actually very few people, A, and B, they think it's actually very remote, without knowing that the practice goes on in fact in Europe, right across the world. Wherever people go to live, they take their practices with them, you know. There. Thanks.
Well, I thank you again for bringing it to the fore.
All right, my dear.
And I would ask you to keep at it from time to time, informing, you know.
Yes.
So that our voices can be heard, even in Little Jamaica.
Yes, my dear.
We can add our voices to the outcry.
All right, my dear. We try. Yes, thanks.
Okay, my darling.
All right, my dear. All right. All right. Let me go back to the lines. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon, Dr. Herb.
Good afternoon, my brother. How are you doing?
Yes, Liberian really touched on something that I always, from time to time, talk about.
Yes.
Because I always say, when we hear a lot of men, especially out here, talking about, you know, how man in the Bible and some of these men have how many wives.
Yes.
And I said, the only reason why they could afford to have all these wives is because they deny these women of enjoying sex.
Yes.
Because if they come upon a woman, one woman, who is what some of us would call a sex mania.
Yes.
You can't even satisfy them. One man couldn't even satisfy them.
So, you know what is interesting?
Yeah.
You know what is interesting, right? Did you know that research has shown, right, that sex and power, right? You know that men, I'm trying to remember, I think a man would have, the average male, I'm trying to remember the exact figures now, right? I think the average male has sex about 4,000 to 5,000 times in his lifetime, right? Okay, all right. My technician begins to count if he's nearby there. All right, and not just that. What is also interesting is that the average male, I think, has about 4 or 5 partners in his life. All right, okay, and for women have like one less. Right? Men actually go around thinking that they are way different from women in terms of sexual partners, in terms of how many times they have.
Well,
we think we're the guinea dogs, you know, and that women should just subdue and behave themselves.
I don't buy that, because I look at
the gap is not big.
I look at the women who are involved in what we usually call the holy profession.
Yes.
And I remember I was in a particular capital and was into this brothel or whatever you call it.
Yes.
And observed the duration of time that each man was given.
Yes.
And you pay, I think it was given 20 minutes.
Yes.
And I check and say, if a woman working a 8-hour shift.
Yes.
She's seen a man on an average of 20 minutes.
Yes.
So she would see 3 men in 1 hour. And if it... No, sorry, go?
Yes, but they take breaks.
No. Well...
You're talking what you observe.
I just observe... Yes, I'm observing.
Right.
And so, for example, they work that 8-hour work shift then.
Yes.
It would be 3 8, 24 women.
Yes.
I mean, it would be 24 men within a 8-hour shift.
Minus the break. So make it... Actually, I've met prostitutes who've had... Within a 12-hour shift, I've met prostitutes who've had 25 men.
Well, I just put it at the minimum 8-hour shift.
Right.
So in any case, the average woman, and we hear of case where girls, young girls, who was forced into prostitution,
yes,
was forced to have more than that amount of men in less than 12 hours.
Right. But the practice, even if we remove prostitution, the practice is that we did some research in a little town in England, a little town in Britain. I don't want to say which town exactly because I don't want the people to be embarrassed. But we found that the girls between the ages of 15 and 25, there's a young woman, right, had sex on average 16 times. 16 times. That was the average in that little urban space.
Period. Okay.
Yes.
Within a period.
Right. And I'm not going to call it because there's a reputation for those girls already, and I don't think it is fair. Right. But what I'm saying is that men go around with this impression, and we're socialized to think that, you know, we run this and we done this and, you know, and so forth. And that's why I kind of find the song by Shabba a little bit interesting. It's a little bit derogatory, but it's a little bit interesting too.
When you look on the other hand now and you say, all right, if that woman can have an average of say 20 men within a period of time,
yes,
no matter how the man is virile,
yes,
and powerful,
yes,
how many females could he actually go to within that same period of time?
I think I'm looking back at some data we've been working on. I think the record for men is 10 times in a day. I think that's the record, and I think the male who claimed he did that was 21 years old. And 21 years old, which means heading to the end of growth and being extremely fit.
Well, I don't know because the Chinese developed.
I know you and I can't do that.
The Chinese developed. Now we're talking about even when we were in our early teens. Late teens and early 20s.
Yes.
But the Chinese are the only people that I read about who developed methods of not having an ejaculation during sex.
Yes.
And therefore could satisfy more women.
Yes.
But I don't know if somebody has to have an ejaculation, can have 10 ejaculation within that period of time. Because I don't know what he was ejaculating.
The same bit of data we've been working on, and that we've also been reading on. Because I remember working on something about sexual patterns and behavior of men, and it says that we on average at the peak of our lives we can have an ejaculation 3 times for the day. Yeah.
Well,
so we're not as all the songs about all the big songs we have and DJs and everything. We're nowhere near
well,
there.
Well, that's my understanding, as I said.
So all the young men were buying Blue Steel and Black Hands and all kinds of stuff. Well, you have a limit.
That would I suppose that is preventing the ejaculation. So
yes.
I suppose if you prevent that from happening, I suppose you could go on for the whole day. But then at the end of that, you would be so weak.
No,
and you would be so bruised.
Science says that the amount of energy that's put out during sexual intercourse for a man is about 30% of what it takes to run 100 meters. There's no way. There's no way, and that is why they said one man claimed and gave proof that he actually had, meaning that they interviewed the women who he claimed he had sex with 10 for the day, and that's it. That's what I read. I don't know. People may read other stuff. I'm just telling you what I've read.
Well,
so there's a lot of chat I find. I think men. And if you do research and you ask men, how many sexual partners have you had for this month? 5. You get out some weird figures, and if you actually just after the interview just says, "Virgin, seriously man, how much?" 2 man, 2, but my Virgin is dead nearby.
Yeah, there's a lot of exaggeration.
Kevin, why are you looking? You understand them thing there, Kevin? I saw the Virgin and behave, not true? Tell lie upon themselves because they want to look. Yeah, but the point is the gap between that women do have sexual feelings. Women are pretty much close. In terms of frequency and stuff to us, and we need to stop all this misinformation about how you know, we are the real baddest things that God ever created, and women are these subservient and they must
subhuman.
They must. It's the chauvinism I find runs nastily deep, and I honestly don't think that men need these lies to actually be a man. I think you can do your work, achieve what you want, and be a man. You don't have to. And I find people think that they need to be violent to be a man. They need to tell a whole lie to be a man. And at the end of the day, it sells males as being a horrible creature to a lot of women.
Well, I don't know. When you look at it, it's like it starts out from we doing that to a female.
Yes.
And then we move on to the wider community where you're going to a organization, and if you don't bully somebody and step on somebody, you don't feel like you're powerful and you're strong. And it goes right out.
A man should be a bad man, irrespective of culture,
and
I find.
It becomes the same way when you become a leader of a country and you become powerful. You, in order to be strong, you have to weaken the other person and show that, how much powerful I am.
Yes.
Therefore, when you come across somebody who is equal, is your equal, you back off.
Yes.
So most time I think people who try to behave like that are just a bunch of cowards.
Yes.
And they have to exert certain behave certain way in order to pretend as if they are what they are really not.
Yes.
But the main issue now is what you were discussing about the politics.
Yes.
Well, I don't know that. As I said, I hear a lot of people asking that the Prime Minister should come out and make statement.
Yes.
And I don't think the Prime Minister should, especially even at the beginning, should come out and make any statement. Because I hear her position, everybody knows, she should make a statement because it is a serious matter. Well,
I don't think, if you notice, my concern has not necessarily been whether or not there's a statement or no statement or any such thing.
Yeah.
The point is that this pattern of corruption, this pattern of waving corruption flags, because sometimes it's not corruption, but it just is a flag, yeah?
Yeah, well, a lot of that went on.
Right, but I'm saying this pattern ought to be treated more seriously. That's the point I am making.
Yeah, I understand the point you're making. And I agree with you.
I'm not saying that Portia must jump up in the name of the Lord and get in the spirit or anything. I'm just saying that this pattern is not just a turn off, it's becoming nauseating.
I said to you, I don't know if it was you, but I mentioned that during the Tivoli incident, despite the fact that this person was wanted by the United States and all the charges that was preferred against him, if they had put him up to run against any one of them in the party down in West Kingston, he would have won and down. He would have get support from both PNP and JLP.
Why you go there?
Of course he would. That is, but we know. Sometimes we get this.
We know he would have won the election. He would have.
That's what I'm saying.
And may I just say,
we are too tolerant of criminal activity.
May I just say to you that he could win outside of West Kingston too?
I said he would have won by both JLP and PNP would have overwhelmingly supported him.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Because of our tolerance for I would call it
anything.
Right.
It's the result. We are a result-driven people. The method is not.
We are not. Because I don't think that from the minute you were arrested in your position for certain things,
you should just resign.
You resign.
Yes, that should be the protocol. This is the point I am making.
You must tender your resignation immediately.
And if you don't, somebody should send you the memo.
Allow the leadership of the party then to say, okay, we need to look at this issue first.
Yes.
Before we accept it. Are we either going to accept it or we're not going to accept it? But individual must have integrity.
Right. But I'm saying, my brother, that it should be ARB. It should be you resign, right? This shouldn't be something that we hear on TV and see in the news about whatever and whatever. It should be that you resign or you are sent a memo. You get the news that you resign. My brethren, you resign. You don't know about it yet, but you resign. Eh?
Look, there was a similar, there was a case, I think, somewhere in St. Anne. I don't know if it was where a mayor was charged for some corruption. They collect money or something. The man immediately resigned,
Yes.
And when the case went before the court, he won.
Yes.
So I'm saying...
You remember the point I started by saying, then you sue. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. or then you take recourse and then you jump up with a big flag that says, see people.
Yeah.
But the point is, once that happens, you resign. I go back to the case with Sir Paul. You remember the case with Sir Paul in England?
Yep.
Sir Paul, you know that the big issue is that he should have known.
He should have known.
He should have known.
He should have known.
To take our 3 soldiers.
Well, I don't see if one got it because right now, as I said, I know that this person was operating under orders.
Yes.
And some people will say, oh well, another will say that you give person orders.
Yes.
But it depends on the degree
yes.
by which they carry out that order.
Right.
They can by themselves be criminally
in that case, then they should have been court-martialed rather than treated within our legal system criminally. That's
they should have been promptly court-martialed.
That's a court-martial. And if they're not court-martialed, then we should have something that looks like Sir Paul's stepping down, isn't it?
Exactly. And nobody. But look at
Jamaica land we love.
In Jamaica,
yes.
when you're above the radar and you commit crime, you are treated differently. Look at this incident now with this man who just get the one who was charged. He was in charge of the part of the constabulary there.
Yes.
The one who was accused of having sex with an underage.
Oh, okay, yes.
No, the man ran away. And then he came back on a cruise ship.
Yes.
And when they discover that he was aboard and went after him, the man jumped overboard.
Yes.
Luckily, he never drowned.
Yes.
Now he's brought back and charged and found guilty.
Yes.
And he's given a 2-year sentence, suspended for 3.
Yes.
What kind of message is that sending?
Remember though that he was found guilty of one aspect and not of the other, not of the major one.
Yes.
Remember the case.
But
you're talking about Harold Crooks.
Yeah.
Right. He was found guilty of one aspect and not of the bigger one. Because he maintained that he did not have sexual intercourse with her until she was 16. Until she was until after her sweet 16th birthday.
So what was he charged for?
So he was charged for stuff that all the other stuff that you can do except sex with a child, with a minor.
But don't those charges supposed to?
They still should add up to more than 2 years. That's what you're saying.
The fact that you wasn't even man enough to come forward and say, I am sorry, and then throw yourself to the mercy at the court. You run away.
Yes.
And when you come back and you attempt to run away again.
Yes.
And you turn on and give that man a suspended sentence.
Yes.
So what are you saying to criminals in this? What are you saying to people who commit crime in this country? Especially when you reach.
Crime is something to be committed by people who either do 2 things. A, do it big, or B, you yourself are big.
You yourself?
Yeah. If crime is committed by the petty people, by the proletariat, then you are going to be thrown in jail. Crime is to be restricted. Crime is a privilege. And it is to be committed by persons who are of class.
So it's only persons
if you are not of class, my brother, please do not commit a crime because you are going to be slimed. Yeah? We're gonna take a break.
Yeah.
That's a conclusion. I think it's a reasonable conclusion, isn't it?
What other conclusion can we come to?
Take care. God bless. All right. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Let's go back to our lines. Hello?
Good afternoon, Mr. Gale.
Good afternoon, Miss Joyce.
How are you, sir?
I'm there. People them are depressed me a little bit, but I'm alive.
What a good way to start the program. Boy. You see, when we are middle age, what take place, or you get good understanding.
I'm there.
Miss, you remember what I said to you last week, Monday?
No.
And you remember how I sort it out last week? I go down in the sea bottom and I sort it out and you see it confirmed. It confirms. Let me tell you something, Mr. Small. Mr.
Gail.
This, you're a little bit low. This is nothing for a one to rejoice. This is a lesson to learn. Right? You come at 93 and no one cannot dry you out. And no one can not make you do negative thing, because what? You stand firm, you are built in, you don't build undisciplined, you build in the discipline.
All right.
So it mature in you. Right? And let me tell you something. You see, when you're working with a group, you are going to deal with all different type of people, all different type of nation. Some people is going to want what they want from you. If you are strong, you can give, but you know how to give. But if you is not strong, you are going to put yourself out of your work schedule to find something for somebody. Which way you are leading yourself down to destruction. No one know the time. You prepare for the time, and the time come and it go by. No human being cannot do nothing over them time or hide nothing. You have the sun in the day and the moon and the star in the night. There we think we have a lot of corner, but it's no corner, right? And how I look at it, we have a lot of young people in Jamaica. Them out of job, they cannot get no job. They need employment. And we who have the ability to creative something that can help them. Creative something that can help them now.
There's just so much work to do. There's so much work to do.
Everybody is going to say this and everybody is going to say that, and everybody have them own thing to say, which way we are all Jamaican. But when I look up to you, Mr. Gale, as a decent, intelligent man, I am not looking up to you intelligent, just sit around your desk. At home, at school, on the street, performance, and then a little thing going around said, if you don't do, but then say you do 99, and if you don't do the one, you don't catch the 100, then say you don't do nothing yet. And this is a lesson for them to learn. Be careful of what they do when in your office, in a politics, or anywhere. Be careful, because it is going to fire back at you. You can help people, but you have to make sure that the people who you help, it don't fire back on you. You understand?
Yes, my dear. Thanks. Are you here?
Yeah, man. Thank you.
All right, people. I know for sure that I have to touch the text line, because otherwise it's going to just pile up seriously, and so we're gonna go here. All right. Says, why are the soldiers being charged with murder? What about the person who gave the order, or were they acting on their own? Interesting text. There's another one says, Herbs, I did many 5 hours stints at 22. Even did 7 hours. Alright, so this person says, Herbs, I did many 5 hours stints at 22. Even did 7 hours at one point. Alright, brother, alright. Doc, check this. No one among the Egyptians either studied geometry or investigated the secrets of anatomy, unless circumcision had been undertaken. Quoted from Stolen Legacy. Interesting one. Thank you. Hi, Herbs. You're doing justice. These political parties are filled with corruption to the core. PMP, JLP, total destruction. One love to Jamaica at 50. Interesting. Dr. Gale, I want to know if the universities are producing and grooming young people to take up leadership of the country called Jamaica. Interesting. Yeah, what are the universities doing? Dr. Gill, these are names who should not be in the politics. And the reason Philip Paulwell, NetServe scandal, and the signing away us to JPS, Omar Davis, FinSac, 1990s, all of these things. The person gives me here a pile up of different things and saying that we have a long history of problems and questions. Herbs, do you think that the PNP going after its own first is a precursor to what is going to come on the other side? Peter Bunting returned from Washington just before the raids. I don't understand anything this question is saying. Maybe they'll be kind enough to paraphrase for me. Yeah. Did you not hear on the news when the security minister said his party wouldn't protect criminals? Yes, I heard that. And I said that I did commend that statement. But the bigger picture is very, very simple. And I think maybe by now you understand what I'm saying. But I'll say it nonetheless again. And that is that the protocol should be that you resign. Not if you resign, that you must resign. Yeah? Alright? And if you don't resign, which is protocol, you should get a memo. Somebody should send even a text to say, Bridget, you have just resigned. Oh, by the way, we resigned for you. Okay, great. Dr. Gill, the entire 63 members of parliament must resign. They are all corrupt. I'm a young man, 23, and fed up with them. Oh boy. We should let nature take its course. This one is interesting. This is an interesting text. This person says, we should just simply let nature take its course. Yes, and stop mutilating people. Thank you, my brother or my sister, whoever sent this text. It's so short. It's what is called an epigram. You know, it's just short, witty. It's loaded with all sorts of stuff, but it allows you to load whatever you want to load. Right? It's your problem. Don't want to load none, keep it as it is. You want to load it, load it. Alright? That's what they call an epigram. Alright, for those of you doing literature, a short, witty saying. Yeah? Alright? And it has use. I want to take a little time out. Yes, we're going to get back to our discussion, but I want to take a little time out in the midst of all of this to congratulate, of course, Stephen Vassiani, of course, our colleague here at the Norman Manley Law School. Of course, you know, he has been the principal of the Norman Manley Law School. Stephen Vassiani, Jamaica's newly appointed ambassador to the United States and permanent representative to the OAS, yesterday assumed the chair of the OAS Permanent Council. And there's a picture, of course, with him, with the OAS flag on one side, and, of course, on the other side, a massive, absolutely beautiful Jamaican flag. Right? You know, hear the bias? The OAS flag over here, so I'm done talk about the OAS flag. Over the other side, I'm sorry, on the right side of Stephen Vassiani, right, of course, is the absolutely fabulous, the beautiful, the well-crafted, you know, Jamaican flag. Love my country to bits. I want you people to start loving it too. And don't just love the little money you can hustle. Love the people to not do. It's not so bad, man. Come on. Yeah? Ambassador Vassiani, who will hold the position for the next 3 months, succeeds Ambassador Diego Parry, right? The permanent representative of Bolivia, who had served as interim chair of the council for the last 2 weeks. It is indeed an honor for me to assume the position of chairman of the permanent council of the OAS, 1 day after presenting credentials as the permanent representative of Jamaica to the OAS. You say people respect we? We have some good people who are out there representing us now. We have some to do. Yes? Right, that was not a peep. That one can have to stay in my thoughts. Yeah? Right. Yeah. And sometimes they really make a mess of us. The learning curve will be very steep, he added, but I am hopeful that I will take advantage of the opportunity to assist in the promotion of peace and security, law, rule of law, and all of the other core principles of the Organization of the American States during my term of office. The appointment, he said, comes at a propitious time for Jamaica. As some of you will know, Jamaica, at the start of August, will be commemorating the 50th anniversary of its independence. As such, it's time for us to renew our commitment in the international arena, even as we celebrate locally the achievement of our country. Big up yourself, Stephen. Yeah? Dr. Stephen Vassiani, right there, our colleague here at the UWI, representing all of us, not just here at the UWI, representing all of us here in Jamaica, and not just Jamaica, but the entire Caribbean. Proud of you, brethren. All right? Take care. Let's go back to our lines. All right? All right. In fact, okay, we have to take a quick break. And we're going to ask the people who are holding to hold a little bit longer. We love you. You know that. All right, so come. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Just reminding you, this is, of course, if you're just tuning in, this, of course, is the complete picture, and I'm your host, Herbs. And, of course, the numbers to call, they're 702-2585, 702-3470, 977-7638. And toll-free from your landline is 1-888-991-5155. Your text line is 899-7657, and we're doing our best to read all your texts, yeah? The ones you send, though, that are a little bit too way out, we won't read, all right? Okay, let's go back to our lines. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, my dear, how you doing?
I'm here listening, you know. Violence in our community. That's what I'm going to talk to you about today.
Okay, yes.
You know, Dr. Barashanga, I don't know if you have read his book, The African Woman, the Original Garden Angel.
No, I have not read it.
But research has shown that loud music stops flowers from growing, and it impacts the brain so much that they become violent with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go into communities, especially low-income communities,
mm-hmm.
you find a lot of that. How can we educate our people against this sort of action, not to have very loud music in communities, especially low-income communities?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'll be able to reach our people with that?
I think it's a very difficult sell, because you could say it's one of the few things they have, yeah? If somebody has a few things and that makes them happy, and even though one of them would be something like, say, marijuana, that has massive side effects after making you calm and happy, yeah? It's a difficult sell to tell a person that they must not continue without replacing it with something better. That is where the problem is. Is what the problem is? It's a difficult sell.
There's nothing that we can replace it with? That's what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that in order for you to sell that to an inner city young man or a young woman, you would have to find something that replaces it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, and it's not really an easy sell to replace loud music.
But
I'm not saying it's hopeless. I'm just saying that it's a difficult sell. It's hard to replace that.
It's the arrogancy that, you know, some little things that cause problems and violent behavior.
Mm-hmm.
that happens among our youths, and some of the big people it's happening to. We just kill somebody for nothing, not realizing the value of the person.
Yeah, but may I say to you very quickly though that music is more likely to stop that person from killing somebody than to encourage him to kill the person. And I'll show you what it is. And it's quite often we get the discussion of music wrong, right? If you look at the top music that depresses and harms people, dancehall or reggae is not in it. Okay? Not going to trouble the other people in music. We're just saying that dancehall and reggae are not in the top music that depress and harm people. Okay?
But it's the loudness of it, I'm not hitting music. Right. It's the loudness that
I completely agree with you. But you know what's interesting? Because sometimes I'm speaking to an inner city person, and I find after they've been to a dance like for 3-4 nights for 1 week, because I have friends in the inner city who tell me they go to dance 5 times per week. And sometimes you're talking to them and say, "Well, I'm Sonia." What? You say, "Well, I'm Sonia, everything all right?" What you say? You say, "Well, I'm Sonia." What? So you never said that long time, Yeah, because after a while, the ears have to adjust to the loud noise, you know what I mean? So
and then the children coming up, because I'm thinking about our children, what they're doing in school to teachers and all this kind of violence stuff.
Yeah.
And that is one of the possibility and so. And finally, what or ripe banana has so many different nutrients in it that I'm wondering if the schools, if we couldn't replace the ripe banana in the schools for some of the things that is being sold there.
And any other natural fruits or vegetables and stuff, you're suggesting that rather than giving
bag water.
I like the way you put it.
Well, bag sugar then.
Bag sugar and water and those things.
It's just some powder that is mixed up. And it's not doing anything for children.
Or we could simply add fruits to what they already have. That's another suggestion. Yes.
But you think it would be cheaper doing that?
I don't think, because you've probably heard me speak about my project when I taught in the primary school, that I gave the children 1 banana, 1 orange, and 1 egg every morning. Yeah,
okay.
Right, and that we literally got 15 passes.
Is that right, banana?
Yes. And we are coming from 2 and 3 and 4. I think was a record. Right? No. In fact, I had got 8 passes the year before. Right, and I went all out, fed all those who needed food, and charged no private class money, no nothing, and we got 15 passes.
Okay.
So nutrition. This was common entrance days, though. It's not the late thing here they call GSAT.
So you think GSAT will be harder to pass?
I don't think so. I think the principle is that a lot of our children are not being properly fed. That's one thing I discovered when I taught in the primary school. A lot of schools have very poor children and they're not being properly fed. Sometimes the path lunch is the only food they get for the entire day, the only real food. They go home, they get some. So I've seen children who tell me they had bread and water because the last got finished.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have some serious cases in this country, and I'm not.
But we
certain.
spend money on things that to me seems unnecessary.
Yeah.
If we could
we do that every day.
The children,
we do that every day. I'm convinced that if we should find a government that simply get up one day and say, let us have a retreat and we're going to focus on developing our people, within 10-15 years murders go down, everything go down. But people are more interested in maintaining power. They're interested in suppressing and shooting people because they might interfere with them public order and social order and them power base. Them more concerned about all kinds of crimes and stuff without understanding that the crimes are a byproduct, that they are byproducts of our social ills and of poor governance.
But they are
that's the problem. And it's common right around the Caribbean.
Yes.
We're looking at another country right now and we ask the children what is the number one problem. The number one problem is crime and violence. What is the number two problem in your country? Poor governance. Children saying poor governance is the number two problem in their country. Can you imagine if they come to Jamaica?
They listen to these
because I will tell you, in fact, I think we need to run a snapshot on our children in this country and see what they think of us.
That's true. Art Lindletter used to do that.
Yes.
Ask children questions. Maybe that's something, a part of the program we could add to.
Yes, no, I'm thinking seriously, we should ask our children, we should ask about 500 of our children, what is it that they think are the biggest problems in Jamaica? And you would, I think we would pretty much look like the other country.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay.
God help us, my dear. Take care.
That people, the government people are listening to the programs and learn from it how we can really stimulate our people to move on a different light and different thing.
Yes,
and we don't cuss our men and cuss our women and say bad things against one another.
And just lift up beat and just uplift each other.
In love.
I'm telling you straight up, my dear, that a lot of countries have made that decision. They've actually sat down and said, in the next 10 years, all we're going to do is remove squalor. That's
remove all, what?
Squalor, extreme poverty. That is all we're going to do. And all of these countries, for example, China, nobody seemed to understand what China did. They simply put in the infrastructure. They went and they looked at each community and they just started to work with infrastructure and the opportunity structures for each of these communities. And I'm certain every country in the north right now, every time they have a meeting, they have to be talking about how long before China become the world leader. Yeah, how long?
But they are having economic problems now too.
Well, everybody is. But what I'm saying to you,
I think more or less we should be looking to Africa for some of the very good things that we have given to the world and how much we can embark on those things. And in Jamaica, turn our lifestyle into some of the very good things that Africa is doing, because
beautiful.
The Europeans are looking to Africa.
Yes, my dear.
Thanks
to hear. All right, my dear.
Bye.
Take care. Yeah. All right, people. We're gonna go to the news. Just want you to understand there that what we're saying is simply that a lot of countries have focused on squalor. They've made sure they remove squalor. They've made sure that people move from a state where they have to depend completely on government, depend completely on other people, because them not desperate, that's what we use in Jamaica. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We're going to go back to our text lines, and then we have a few things we want to do. All right. I promise people that next week we're going to be having our full feature. We've just been on a little pressure this week. All right. I know I've seen a number of texts that says, "Herbs, where's my brain quest? Herbs, where's my rotten fish?" Please forgive me, sirs. Madams, you'll get your rotten fish served steaming hot next week. But a bit short, rotten. Where I'm from, they say the fish touch. We're gonna get touch fish next week. Let me try and take 10 of these texts. I'll go through the next 10 of these texts, alright? It says, "Hi Herbs, what is it that causes fibroids? My God, I'm not a medical doctor, do you know? Is there anything else can be done about it differently from operation?" I'm going to be honest with you about fibroids. I know what fibroids are. A lot of stuff can cause fibroids. It's, in fact, from what little I've read, much of these things are about your diet, really, so what you eat. If you notice, most of my friends, I struggle with them on a day-to-day basis. They would rather just simply eat meat. I swear that some of my friends are just simply carnivores. They're not far away from the other animals. You know, I remember days I'll sit down with some of my friends and I say, what are you having for lunch? And I say, so what I'm having for lunch here? Raw food. Some vegetables, some whatever, and so forth. I remember even one day I had a carrot eating. I washed out my carrot, you know, and stuff, and I just sit down and eat my carrot, you know, like, what's up, doc? Adrian likes to trouble with that, you know. What's up, doc? Right? And somebody says, my God, I say life hard. Because I'm eating a vegetable. For crying out loud, my life is not so hard. I'm just making a choice, mate. Yeah, and sometimes I just have a fruit plate. I just have some grapes, some of that, and that's it. I don't want anything else. He's a maga man. It's not that me trying to lose any weight. I don't want to lose any weight. But it's good for your health, man. You know? I have some people, man, if they don't have one big old piece of chicken, whole fried fish, and those are the better foods, you know. They were talking about the you know, when you grow up in a 7-day Adventist home, so they don't even say pork, you say I have some brethren, man. If them go on a Friday night, if them not eat 1 pound of pork, notice I did not say pork. 1 pound of pork. Then I go down a jerky, I get 1 pound of pork. Them entire weekend, they're miserable with everybody. Do not talk to me until me get my pork. Yeah? A man tell me, say, me, I love pork so much, me eat the pig, I use the style, wash my face. So, a lot of those things, we have to watch our diet. You have to watch our diet. I don't know about the treatment other than operation. I just know that, you know, we have to watch, we all have to watch our diet. Right. Some people are more prone to those things than others. Right. Some people are just more prone to such problems, but other people simply, you know, you just have to watch your diet. Right. And I say to people, try and have a balanced diet. Yeah. You can overdo the vegetarian thing too, you know. You know, so you can overdo it too, right? And some people think that because me am 10 pounds of vegetable, you still going to put away by you to you have 10 pounds of vegetable. That is still greed. You still have to do everything in moderation. Alright? But people, just calm down a little bit on the fast food, the saturated fats, the overnight food. Alright? I'm not going to tell no too many things, you know, and go trouble the people them chicken business. Right? But I have learned too. That's why some people are bridging their mind tell me that him don't eat barbecue from him go to a man business place and the man tell him that barbecue is the overnight chicken. Just throw some stuff on it, barbecue it up, and it's nice, man. Not the fresh chicken. Not saying everybody do that, I'm just saying that a friend of mine learned that I stop eating barbecue chicken. But then it will like somebody fall there live. For real. Yeah, and the pigs there, yeah. If you give the pig a break. And the moo, you know. Like I said, eating beef patty. That's beef, you know. With cheese that come from the cow again. A double cow. A 2-part of cow I eat one time. And what's up with these different parts of the cow that are forbidden? You know. Cow cod, cow back foot, cow tail. I just can't, honestly, I'm sorry guys, I can't work out these things. I mean, if I'm coming in man, I'm not eat the cow back foot. I just front foot in my eat. Cause things splash on the back foot. I mean, come on, there are too many jokes, man. Eating too much meat. Yeah, too much meat, man. I'll cow tribe. No, seriously, no. Why on earth, no? I don't eat beef, period. But why on earth no I go on a tribe part? No, and all them thing there. You soon see a man text me and say, boy, Herbs, leave me meat in the car right now, but I eat some. But I'm saying, yeah, lots of complications you have when you consume too much meat. Yeah, you put your body under too much stress, you know. work with the vegetable a little bit more, man. And we're begging the people them, don't fertilize the vegetable too much and throw pesticide and all kind of germs on the vegetable, because then the vegetable becomes just as poisonous, yeah? Alright? So watch those things, alright? Love you all. Hi, Herbs. Oh, that's good. It's another medical question. Listen, the dog with no more medical questions. I'm not a medical doctor. Alright? I have a permanent head damage in anthropology, specializing in violence. Alright? I don't have no medical background. I wanted to become a medical doctor because there's a poor people pitney to become medical doctor and then lawyer. And then I realized none of those two things fit me, alright? Alright, good. So since I'm straight up my life, don't ask no medical question. A bit on education. The education minister is asking that early childhood teachers be trained, and yet at early childhood institutions they don't want more than 2 trained teachers there if it has, say, at least 3 teachers at the school. Do a survey and you will see. Interesting. So you're saying that early childhood teachers need to be trained, but then what I'm getting here is that the little basic schools and so forth can't really afford them when they're trained. So you may get trained but don't get any employment. Interesting. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting position. Herbs, if the lottery scam arrest is the work of Minister... Hold on. Herbs, if the lottery scam arrest is the work of Minister Bunting, good work. Root out the crimers. If it is the work of Peter Bunting. Alright, well, leave it there for what it may be. Herbs, please find out if from Digi how them charge if a minute or second I pay $4 for 2 seconds. People are come off the 2.89 plan. I was wondering how long it would have taken people. I was wondering how long it would have taken people to recognize that something wrong. And here's my question to Digicel. Very, very simple question I have to Digicel, because somebody said to me that I should try it. The person stood up right beside me, and I called the person's phone right beside me, and it go to voicemail. And I check $2.89 gone. Now, me and Digicel have a love-hate relationship, and them don't want me and them again with this minute thing. No, don't want me to make up on no case again. Remember now, we are supposed to be friends. Yeah, we are supposed to be friends. You don't want to make an enemy of your good friend. Yeah, the worst thing you do. Kevin, you don't never do that, don't. See a good friend and say, me I'll do something to make him become an enemy. Yeah, this minute thing that Digicel has, something has to check out, and I am waiting to see how long they're going to be brave enough to carry it on, because yeah, sometimes you call people on Digicel, yes, and it goes straight to voicemail, and then they're right in your sight. May I tell you, sometimes you call all 3 times before it ring. No, check that out. 326. That's $6. Yes? Alright, I'll give you a shortcut to check it up. If you call somebody 3 times and the phone ring for 3 times, the phone got a voicemail for 3 times and don't ring, and the person's phone was on, for some technical reason, mark you, I'm giving Digicel the benefit of the doubt that they're not just wicked and bad, they're having a technical problem. Alright? But if for some technical reason you call a Digicel phone and it rings 3 times, as has happened to me a number of times this week, Digicel, check it out. Herbert Samuel Giller chat. Check it out and see me I tell no lie, yeah? This week, take enough money from me this week. Call people 3 times before the phone ring. I'm going to check it up for you now, right? Watch us check it up now. Check everybody. Work with me now. Start at $3. A shortcut to adding stuff, adding difficult fractions, yes? 3 3s and 9. That will be $9 gone, right? But now what you're going to do, you're going to take away the 11 cents from each one. 11 3s, 33, right? So it's $8.27. You take away the 33 cents from it, yeah? Shortcut to adding. When you teach common entrance for years, you know them things, yeah? So $8.27 Digicel has taken from me, not once, not twice, a number of times this week. So if it's one time you call, $2.89 gone. If it's 2 times, so it got 3 times, and somebody tell me I call all 4 times before it ring. Yeah? Now when it is seconds, you're not losing any money. It's just a little teeny bit of money. It's infinitesimal. That's the word we use for it. It's not significant. When a minute thing, because Digicel is running a minute thing. Yes? Trust me. Somebody's laughing to the bank. But we are said to them, Digi, we are watch and see. We are wait for you know. Because Digicel, trust me, you've done a lot of good in Jamaica. So we're patient. Not patient, you know. Follow me closely. We're patient bad. But we're not overly patient, you hear? I know my brethren who work at Digicel listening now. So I'm telling the boss, we're not overly patient. Alright? I'm give it in a country style. We're not overly patient, you hear? Alright. You can't take off $8.27 off of my money repeatedly. Right? Because of your technical fault. Yes? You have a technical problem and I pay you $8.27 to have a technical problem. I could have wasso. Ramp with it around here. So Herbs, please find out from Digi how them charge if a minute or a second. And my brethren or sister is minute them charge by. Here, this 289 plan that I myself is on right now. I am on that plan right now. And I'm telling you, it'll wreak havoc to my pocket. Yeah? With this 2 and 3 and 4 call before. Well, I've never had a 4 call problem, but I've had a 3 call problem. Right? And I put my money where my mouth is because I'm a researcher. Me spend the money to find out the truth. Me tell the person, turn up right there, so don't move. And me call and it still got a voicemail. Yeah? So Digicel, talk to me and sort me out, yeah? And stop ramping with your pocket. We're not taking this thing as a joke, alright? Digicel charge by minutes, however, Lime charges by seconds. Alright, see Lime I get all free advertisements. The people in text me, I read it, and Lime just sell off and get free advertisements. Is that what you guys want? Alright, good. Alright. And it's not, it could even be a Lime worker who's a smart and say, run a quick one for them, hey! But it gone already, then the man just get a free ad. Herbs, the PMP didn't start at the Flag Fiasco. They start at the Breakfront Saga. You remember that? The Breakfront. Oh! Yes, I saw the cabinet. Oh, gosh. Alright, thank you. Oh, boy, Jamaicans are the best. Alright, recently on the front page, big buck for government advisor. The education minister has don't you think the best advisors are from the principals and teachers at schools? Are the advisors coming from the 20th century education system? Don't you think they can drop one advisor and employ at least 3 teachers? One of the advisors' pay for the year can cover the cost of 3 teachers. There are schools with 60,000, 60 and 50 and 40 are the pupils to one teacher, and the school not employing because government say they have no money to pay, but they find it to do other things. They talk about education, but do they really want the best for our children? Long text, but very important point. Yeah? If the top is too heavy, yes? Alright, I know some people will tell me, Herbs, don't touch top heavy, and I like top heavy. Alright? But if the top is too heavy in this context, right? We're going to ask the Minister of Education to look at if the top is too heavy and to adjust it if necessary, right? But you need to do some sort of a reflection on this because people are concerned. All right? Okay. Somebody here says, Herbs, get Miss Nita Headley on your program to tell her constituents what are her plans to fix the roads in Greendale, which she drives by daily. We do not want TV representation. We just want her, all right, tell us what she's going to do with the Greendale Road, which she drives by. All right, okay, we're going to make a note. We're going to see if we make some contact with her and find out what plan she has for the Greendale area. All right? And there's another one. It says, to some ladies, this is like a nice... I don't understand this one. The immigration saw the bulge and started to wonder. They thought it was drugs, but it was a baby anaconda. I don't understand. I don't understand this one. Of course, I tell it. To some ladies, this is like a nice cake, while to some men, it's a heartbreak. The immigration saw the bulge and started to wonder. They thought it was drugs, but was a baby anaconda. Imagine a tool 9 inches when taking a rest. Imagine a 13 when fully erect. This guy can pose for all the world to see, while all I can say, I wish it was me. So ladies, is not black man alone can give you a fright. This gifted person is white. Ladies, I am not making it up to frighten you. It's in today's Observer on page 2. No, I don't understand. Is this our point? I should check this. Oh yes, it's our point. I don't understand this. Oh boy, I tell you. My point. How you gonna behave yourself? Predicament. It's on page 2. It's page 3, is it? I think it says. It says, a man known for his enormous penis was stopped by security at San Francisco International Airport. Oh, this is the guy that they had featured the other day. Yeah? International Airport, and questioned about the bulge in his pants. He was reportedly he was reported as saying yesterday. Jonah Falcon, yes. I think that's the chap. Jonah Falcon, 41, has an organ which is 9.5 inches long when flaccid and 13 inches erect. According to Rolling Stone magazine, he has featured in a number of documentaries about the world's biggest penises. He was returning to New York from San Francisco on July 9 when he was stopped after Transportation Security Administration (TSA). Agents saw a bulge hanging down over his left upper thigh. They wanted to know if I had something in my pocket, and when I said no, they asked if I had some sort of growth. He said, according to the oh my goodness. Yeah, but I'm aware of the name Jonah Falcon. He's been featured in several things. He told them it was his penis, and they checked around his crotch, although not too closely. He was delayed for 5 minutes. The incident was not his first. I've gone through the scanner before, and I wasn't worried. What was the worst that is going to happen? I was going to have... Okay, alright, I think we stop there. Not getting radio friendly. It's getting... Oh boy, at my point, our point here had to really, what a way to end my Friday. I hope the ladies are happy. In fact, I don't know. Because I was watching a documentary with Jonah Falcon, and he was saying that so many women would meet him at work and elsewhere and simply say to him that I want to test that. You know, most strange human beings. Whoa. All right. Let me just try and see if I can take the final 10 texts, and I'm going to take them very quickly as we close. There's a freak storm in Portmore. All right. Whoa. Okay. All right. And this one says, that poet is classic. I don't know what he says. Big up your poet. Why has he not published something? He is awesome. My brother, boy, for real, boy, you need to publish though. You need to publish. And if you have, please inform us so we can advertise your work. Seriously, though. Yeah, boy. I don't know. Have you guys ever listened to some of the poems he's written for us here? I mean, the man. You guys. Bergerman need to have him on, man, and let him enjoy for some of the Friday evening programs and stuff. The man have some lyrics. I don't know. He should probably write, because I'm hearing some songs these days that really sound crappy. You know. And I'm not dissing anybody something, but when you go to the point about woman got a gravy, so I'm not trouble the bridget, but me I say, him could work with the point still. Yeah, that's not. I'm not troubling the man, Don't have nobody who love gravy. So me I trouble the gravy, man. But I'm just saying still. People, take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. The other texts that I have here, they're a little bit too spicy for radio. All right, we're going to leave them alone. Right, the emphasis here is leave alone. And we're going to say to you, have a good weekend. I know some of you are going to go listen to Shabba Ranks, yes, and some of you are going to go see the other people and so forth. All right, we want to say to you, drive carefully, take care of yourself, everybody. And remember, just before we introduce to you, right, the Bergerman and his team, right? And Bergerman have what is her name, my dear? Sorry? Karina Rose. Okay, so the Thorns actually have a rose. Morris. I knew there had to be a rose with them two branches there. Them didn't really want help. We're going to leave you here. We're going to leave you. We're not big enough. I'm big up the rose. So we're going to leave you in the Cape Bride of the rose. All right? Take care of yourselves, everybody. And remember, as we go, we say to you, yeah? Stay tuned. Yeah? Work hard at being informed, because then you can friend the tiger. But have your axe ready. Bye-bye.